What say, my beautiful people? This is your boy Stefan, your Afro Grenadian ambassador. I welcome you all back to my channel, to all my viewers, channel subscribers, and also, those of you who have been subscribing to my channel. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, and welcome back. Welcome back, each and every one of you from every part of the world, wherever you're viewing me from. I want to say a heartfelt thanks. Don't forget to watch all the ads that I place on my videos. I greatly appreciate it. Well, guys, in this video today, we have Ghana scrapping the visa and making the country visa free for all African passport holders. Now, this is a historical move from Ghana. It's a glimmer of hope when it comes to Pan-Africanism. And we know Ghana, who I consider one of Africa's giants, have always been at the forefront of Pan-Africanism. And we are seeing that Ghana is demonstrating strong leadership in paving the way for Africa becoming great again, for Africa becoming better than it once used to be. So, guys, we're going to get right into the details about the visa-free initiative coming out of Ghana. So here in this piece of article that we have up on the screen, we see that Ghana, the headline says that visa-free travel for African passport holders, implications for Ghana's role in intra-African under the AFCFTA. On Wednesday, December 1824, President of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, approved and announced visa-free entry to Ghana for all African passport holders, effective 2025. This is a landmark policy aimed at enhancing African integration and cooperation by facilitating the free movement of people in the African continent. This policy is closely aligned with the African Union's or AU Agenda 2063 or 2063, which envisions a united and prosperous Africa. Among its flagship projects is the creation of a continental free trade area, which includes not only the free flow of goods and services, but also the mobility of people as a pillar of economic integration. So I want to stop here and say, congratulations and kudos to Nana Addo. Nana Addo, is the outgoing president of Ghana, and the new incoming president of Ghana is Mahama. But I want to say kudos to Nana Addo. He has done well. He has always been at the forefront of Pan-Africanism. Although sometimes people have mixed reactions about him, but he have always demonstrated strong leadership and passion. He always have demonstrated and expressed passion for the Black diaspora. And we see this where Ghana have given the Black diaspora from the Caribbean, North America, and even Latin America citizenship. Many people were able to gain citizenship, and there is a special community, the diaspora village, I think, in Ghana, that is where they can settle down, build their homes, and the government of Ghana have given the Black diaspora lands where they can build their homes and build businesses coming back to invest in the continent. And so Nana Addo have done well, and I want to say a kudos to him. And that is the Africa that we envision, a borderless Africa. That's one of the goal when it comes to making Africa better again, doing away with the borders and making Africa borderless so that everyone can travel. All Africans can travel freely within the continent without restrictions, because it is unfair that the people who have put the borders in their own country, on their own continent, they can travel freely within them, freely amongst themselves, but Africa and Africans are restricted from visiting each other. That is wrong, and it needs to be fixed. And we are seeing that Ghana is playing the role in doing so. So kudos to Ghana. Kudos to the outgoing president. Well, he's still a president, but the President Nana Addo. Kudos to you, sir, and your administration. I'm very well pleased, and I would like to see many more African countries coming on board and doing away, scrapping the visa, because the only how we can make Africa borderless is we must get rid of the visas first. Not Patrick, but Julius Malema said it. Julius Malema said the first move in making Africa borderless is getting rid of the visa. And we see that Ghana is doing so, and many other African countries. I do hope sooner rather than later, because the time is now. We cannot wait for the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. The time is now. It's now or never. And it is really, really disheartening to see that Africans in Cameroon, Africans in Nigeria, Africans in Kenya, west, north, south, east, cannot freely visit each other. There is so much restriction, so much visas that Africans have to get to travel within the continent, and that is wrong. And I'm pleased to see that Ghana is making a move to fix that. So this gives me hope that Pan-Africanism is not dead, but is indeed alive. So we're going to continue. All right. So we see that one of the reasons for that is so that it can enhancing African integration and cooperation. This initiative places Ghana at the forefront of continental efforts to break down long-standing barriers to regional trade and development. In the context of the African Continental Free Trade Area, with its secretariat in Accra, this visa regime complements the overarching goal of fostering intra-African trade by addressing non-tariff barriers and promoting investment, collaboration, and cultural exchange. And that is very complimentary. Kudos. I am happy to see that. Visa restrictions have historically impeded the mobility of African citizens, as we have just discussed, limiting opportunities for cross-border trade, employment, and cultural exchange. And personally, if you ask me, brothers and sisters, I don't like this thing called visa. I think it is wrong that Africans have to get visa to visit other fellow Africans. That is so wrong, and we need to get rid of this ridiculous visa policy on the continent of Africa. According to the African Development Bank's AFDB, better known as Africa Visa Openness Report, African citizens require visas to enter more than 50% of countries on the continent. Can you imagine that? highlighting a significant obstacle to regional integration. And that is a huge obstacle indeed. 50%, more than 50% of countries within the continent, Africans have to get visas for. That is ridiculous, and we need to get rid of it. We need to, do away with this thing. Because what we want in Africa is not just free travel or access free travel, but we want also free trade. Free trade among African and Africans. Ghana's visa-free travel policy is thus a bold step toward reversing this trend and creating a borderless Africa. Ghana's leadership in Pan-Africanism further contextualizes this initiative. From the era of Kwame Nkrumah to its role in Pan-Africanism, Ghana has consistently championed African unity. And that is so true, eh? That is so true. Ghana have always, as I have said earlier, Ghana have always been at the forefront of African unity. So I am pleased to see that Ghana is again stepping up to the plate and ensuring a borderless Africa. If I must say that if Kwame Nkrumah or Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was alive today, he would have been pleased. He is, I believe, he is rejoicing in his resting place. To know that this is happening, to know that this is happening. And I am figuratively speaking, right? I am a firm believer. The dead has no power. But if Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was alive today, he would have been well pleased. He would have said, "Well done, Ghana. Well done, President Nana Addo. Well done." And this has been a vision of many Pan-Africanists who have long gone before us. And we are seeing, I am blessed to be living in a time like this to see this vision coming to pass. I'm very, very much pleased. I'm very much pleased. Guys, you don't know how pleased I am to see that this vision is coming to pass. Yeah? So let's continue. With intra-African trade currently accounting for just 15% of total trade on the continent, a stark contrast to 68% in Europe, the potential economic benefits of removing mobility barriers cannot be overstated. The AFCFTA aims to create a single market for goods, services, and capital by eliminating trade barriers. And one of the ways that we see they're doing that is getting rid of the visas. The visa is a barrier. To keep us apart. That is what it is. Visas are a barrier to keep us apart from each other. That is what the colonizers did. They put borders, and on top of that, they put visas. So that we can... If you look at America, which is a continent, North America, you look at Europe, which they call themselves, they regard themselves as a continent. Okay? And you look at many more other continents out there, Asia. They are borderless. When they want to trade among themselves, there is no restrictions. So why do Africa is the only continent that is restricted from trading among themselves? Why we should continue living like this? The time has come, as I believe, that Africa need to fix the wrongs and make them right. We cannot undo history, but there are certain things we can fix and make it right. Certain things we can fix and make it right. And we see that Ghana is playing the role in such. I would like to see Nigeria. Nigeria. My Nigerian brothers and sisters, you play a huge role because you are one of Africa's giants. And the giant of Africa is not just about title. It's not just about how much money you have and how much resources you have and how talented you are. But the giants of Africa is demonstrating quality leadership, is championing the cause of all of Africa. And I would like to see, that Nigeria also scrap visas that is required for Africans on the continent and Africans outside the continent. Because I myself would like to visit Nigeria, but when I heard that, visas are required for me to go there, the land of my ancestors, I was very, very much discouraged. So I would like to see that Nigeria, you need to step up to the plate. My brothers and sisters in Nigeria, the government of Nigeria, you need to step up to the plate. However, as December 2024, only 4 of the 55 African Union member states have ratified the protocol. And this reflects hesitations among member states to implement the provisions of the policy. While the protocol is yet to achieve widespread ratification, Ghana's unilateral implementation signals its commitment to the principles enshrined in the document. This initiative also complements the legal framework of the AfCFTA, particularly those addressing non-tariff barriers and trade facilitation measures. Although the AfCFTA primarily focuses on goods and services, the free movement of people is a critical enabler of trade. The AU's Agenda 2063, under its goal to achieve a borderless Africa, explicitly acknowledges the need for harmonized visa policies to complement trade agreements. And guys, we're going to stop here for today because time is already against me. But I want to say this. Doing away with a visa is mandatory. It is a must because we cannot trade among each other freely if there isn't free movement of people. If people are restricted, there cannot be trade. And when Africa is able to freely move and freely trade, my God, I'm getting excited now. I'm trying to contain myself, but I'm excited when I'm speaking about this. An Africa that is borderless, where its people can move freely and can trade freely, is an Africa that will rise again. So I'm going to stop here for now. But guys, let me know what are your thoughts in the comment section below. But kudos to Ghana. I am pleased. I am happy that Ghana is continuing to champion the cause of African unity. And as we have read in the article, there are some on the AU. Only 4 African countries out of 55 have committed to the policy of doing away. Have committed to the initiative of doing away with the visa so that people can move freely. While out of 55, there is still 50 or 51 more African countries, leaders that need to wake up and follow suit. So I do hope that sooner rather than later, they will wake up and follow suit. So guys, God bless you. Thank you for watching. See you next time in the upcoming videos. Bye-bye.